Hi students, hope all of you are safe at home. Myself Madhavi. I am going to deal with the next IIT topic, circular motion. First let us learn what is circular motion. Circular motion means the motion of a particle along the circumference of a circle is known as circular motion. So let us see, let this be the circular path and O is the center of the circle. So if I consider a particle P at a point, this particle continues to move along the circumference of a circle, then the resultant motion is known as circular motion. So in our day-to-day life, we observe many examples of the circular motion. So some of the examples are motion of blades of a fan, next motion of satellite around the planets, motion of satellite around the planets, and motion of tips of hands of a clock. These are some of the examples of the circular motion that we observe in our day-to-day life. So now after finishing this, let us go to types of circular motion. Means how many types of circular motion we are having, we are going to study now. So what are the types of circular motion means? Basically there are two types of circular motion. The first one is known as uniform circular motion. And the second type of circular motion is known as non-uniform circular motion. So first let us learn about uniform circular motion. Here the name itself indicates that uniform means the speed is constant. So we can define uniform circular motion as when a particle follows a circular path with constant speed is known as uniform circular motion. So how can we define uniform circular motion? If a particle is moving in a circular path with constant speed, then that type of motion is known as uniform circular motion. So this uniform circular motion is also known as uniform circular motion is also known as an accelerated motion. So why we are saying uniform circular motion as accelerated motion? Let us see now. So suppose consider a circular path and a point particle P and O be the center of the circle. So at this point let the speed of the particle be v. So the magnitude of the velocity is v, and what will be the direction of this particle? Tangential to that point. So when your body is moving in circular path, the direction of velocity is nothing but the tangential to that point. So now consider another point at position 2. So this is also having same speed v, but the direction is along the tangential. So at point 3 the speed is also v, but the direction is changing. Now consider at point 4. Here also the direction is changing, but the magnitude of velocity is same as v. So if we observe this figure, you will come to know that the magnitude of velocity, that is speed, is constant, but the motion of direction is changing continuously. So velocity means we can write speed plus direction. So from figure what we have observed that speed is constant, which is nothing but v. But is the direction constant here? No, that direction is keeping on varying continuously. So when direction is varying, we will get change in velocity. So as we get change in velocity, we will get a term known as acceleration. So change in velocity leads to acceleration. So in uniform circular motion, acceleration is involved. Hence uniform circular motion is known as accelerated motion. So this is the reason why we are calling uniform circular motion as accelerated motion. So uniform circular motion is also known as accelerated motion, and uniform circular motion is also known as periodic motion. So first let us learn what is periodic motion. Periodic motion means the particle which repeats its path after equal intervals of time is known as periodic motion. So what is periodic motion means? If a particle repeats a certain path after equal intervals of time, then that motion is known as periodic motion. So uniform circular motion is also known as periodic motion. Now coming to non-uniform circular motion. Non-uniform circular motion. So here the name itself tells that non-uniform means in circular motion speed is constant, but in non-uniform circular motion the speed always varies. Means the speed is not constant in this motion. So when a particle follows a circular path with varying speed, that motion is known as non-uniform circular motion. Now, why we need to study circular motion? So some of you will may get doubt that what is the necessity to study the circular motion. So why we need to study circular motion means first to know the behavior of a particle when it is moving in circular path. So we will have some terms such as angular displacement, angular velocity, linear velocity, linear displacement, so these terms will affect the behavior of a particle which is moving in circular motion. So next, why we need to study circular motion means we will derive some of the expressions in circular motion. So these expressions are useful in engineering applications. The expressions derived from circular motion are used in engineering applications. So what are engineering applications? They may be aeronautics, navigation, aircraft engine, marine engine. So these are the engineering applications where we study circular motion. So the study of circular motion helps us in these aspects. Suppose let us consider a jet engine. In jet engine, do we have rotatory part or not? So as there is presence of rotatory part, first we need to learn about circular motion as well as rotatory motion and about various terms which affect the behavior of the particle in circular motion. So these are the reasons why we need to study the circular motion. Now let us see some more definitions, that is some of the terms which affect the behavior of a particle. So some of the definitions are, the first one is radius vector. The first one is radius vector. So what is radius vector means? When a particle is moving along the circumference of a circle. So if this is the circular path and this is the particle P which is moving along the circumference of the circle, and let O be the center of the circle. So the line joining the position of a particle at any time from center of the circle is known as radius vector. So what is radius vector? The line joining the position of a particle at any instant of time to the center of the circle is known as radius vector. So this radius vector is denoted by the letter R. And the next definition is angular displacement. Angular displacement. So what is meant by angular displacement means the angle described or the angle traced by a particle, the angle described by a radius vector in a time interval t is known as angular displacement. So the angle described by a radius vector in a time interval t is known as angular displacement. So suppose this is a circle, O is the center of the circle, and I am considering a position of the particle at P0 at time t is equal to 0. After time t, this is the radius vector. After time t, let us the position be at point P1 after time t seconds. So say this radius vector is changing its position from P0 to P1. So there is a angle made by the radius vector. That angle is known as theta. Theta means nothing but angular displacement. So the angle which is made by radius vector within a certain interval of time is known as angular displacement. So this angular displacement is denoted by the letter theta. Angular displacement is denoted by the letter theta. See, from the figure if we observe, this is nothing but length of the arc which is denoted by S. So from the figure we can write theta is equal to S by R, where theta is angular displacement, S is arc length, and R is radius vector. So angular displacement we can define as the angle which is made by the radius vector in a given interval of time. So angular displacement is denoted by the letter theta, and it is given by the formula angular displacement equal to arc length by radius vector. So the expression for angular velocity we have written as theta is equal to S by R, where S is the arc length, R is the radius vector, and theta is the angular displacement. So we need to see what is the SI unit of angular displacement. The SI unit of angular displacement is radian, which is denoted by rad, R-A-D. So the full form is R-A-D-I-A-N. So the SI unit used to denote angular displacement is radian. See, this radian is also a dimensionless quantity which is used to represent only angle. So if you look at this expression, theta is equal to S by R, both are similar quantities. So ratio of similar quantities gives us dimensionless quantity. So we have to select the unit also a dimensionless quantity. So that unit is radian, which is having no dimensions. So we are chosen that unit as for angular displacement. So the SI unit of angular displacement is radian. Now suppose if a particle completes one revolution, then what will be the angular displacement? So from this expression, theta is angular displacement equal to, so if a particle completes one complete revolution, so what is the circumference of the circle? 2 pi r. So arc length will be equal to the 2 pi r divided by what is the radius vector? So let r be the radius. So theta is equal to 2 pi r by r. So r gets cancelled. So theta is equal to 2 pi radians. So if a particle completes one revolution, then angular displacement is equal to 2 pi radians, or we can also say as 360 degrees. Suppose if a particle makes capital N revolutions, then angular displacement equal to 2 pi n. So if a particle makes n revolutions, then angular displacement is given by the formula 2 pi n radians. So this is regarding angular displacement. So now let us go to angular velocity. So what is angular velocity? It is nothing but the angular displacement per unit time is known as angular velocity, and this angular velocity is denoted by the letter omega. So angular velocity is denoted by the letter omega. So omega we can write as angular velocity equal to, what is the definition? Angular displacement per unit time. So it is the ratio of angular displacement to time taken. So we can write omega is equal to theta by t. So let us derive the unit for omega. So what is the SI unit of angular displacement? Radian. So SI unit is radian. And what is the SI unit for time? Second. So radians by second is the SI unit of angular velocity. So suppose I am considering a particle which is moving in a circular path. Let this be P naught, and O is the center of the circle, and R is the radius vector. At time t equal to 0, it is at position P naught. After time interval t1, it is at position P1. So there will be an angular displacement which is described by radius vector. Let this be theta 1. So after time interval t2, the position of the particle is at P2 within the time interval t2. So there will be an angle described by radius vector. Let that angle be theta 2. Now how can we write average angular velocity? Average angular velocity is equal to total angular displacement by total time taken. Here from the figure, what will be the total angular displacement? Initially within the time interval it has made an angle of theta 1, and within the time interval t2 it has made an angle of theta 2. So the total angular displacement will be written as theta 2 minus theta 1. And what is the total time? T2 minus T1. So omega average equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 by T2 minus T1. So this we can also write as delta theta by delta t, and these angular velocity units are radian by second. We are having practical units for angular velocity. Those practical units are 1 RPS, 1 rps and 1 rpm. So these are the practical units for angular velocity. So what is the meaning of rps? So r means revolutions, p means per, s means second. So 1 rps means revolutions per second. rpm means revolutions per minute. So 1 rps and 1 rpm are the practical units used to represent angular velocity. So practical units of angular velocity are rps and rpm. So rps means revolutions per second and rpm means revolutions per minute. So 1 revolution equal to 2 pi radians. 1 revolution equal to 2 pi radians. So 1 rps equal to how many revolutions? 1 revolution. So 2 pi radians by second. So 1 rps equal to 2 pi radians per second, and 1 rpm is equal to 2 pi radians per minute. So already we know. So 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. So substitute in place of minute as 60 seconds. So 2 cancel 60 30 times, that is equal to pi by 30 radians by second. So 1 rpm is equal to pi by 30 radians by second. So let us do one problem. Convert 300 rpm into radians by second. So if this like conversion is given, what we have to do? So what is the given data? Angular velocity omega equal to 300 rpm. So look here, 1 rpm is equal to pi by 30 radians by second. So in place of rpm, substitute pi by 30 radians by second. So 0, 0 gets cancelled, 3 cancels 30 10 times. So that equal to 10 pi radians by second. So in this way we have to convert if the angular velocity is given in rpm into radians by second. So 300 rpm equal to how many radian by second? 10 pi radian by second. So now let us go to relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. Relation between angular velocity and linear velocity. See, already we know what is linear velocity. Linear velocity, V is defined as ratio of displacement to time. So V is equal to S by T. So what is angular velocity? Angular velocity omega is equal to theta by T. So already we have discussed angular displacement. Angular displacement theta is equal to S by R. So from this expression get the value of S. So S is equal to R theta. So substitute this value of S in, substitute value of S in V is equal to S by T. So linear velocity V is equal to, what is linear displacement formula? R theta divided by T. So distribute the terms R into theta by T. See, if we look at theta by T, we can observe that is the formula for angular velocity. So in place of theta by T, just I am replacing with omega, since omega is equal to theta by T. So V is equal to R omega. So this is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, where v is linear velocity and omega is angular velocity, where r is the radius. So this is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, that is v is equal to r omega. So let us see into two examples based on the relation of between linear velocity and angular velocity. See the first question. Let the particle move in a circular path of radius 20 centimeters. Means the radius given is 20 centimeters with linear velocity 10 meter per second. So v is equal to 10 meter per second. So this is the given data in the question. What he asked to find angular velocity means we need to find out omega. So before going to solve for omega, once observe the units of radius and linear velocity given. So the SI unit of linear velocity is meter by second, but radius is given in CGS units. So to solve the problem in physics, either we must convert the radius into SI units or linear velocity into CGS units. So let us convert CGS units into SI units of the radius. So 20 centimeters, 1 centimeter is equal to how many meters? Already we know 1 meter equal to 100 centimeters. From that 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 100 meter. So 20 into 1 by 100 meter. So 0 gets cancelled. So 2 by 10, 2 cancels 10 5 times. So we will get 1 by 5 meter. So the radius is 1 by 5 meter. Now what is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity? V is equal to r omega. So what is V value here? Substitute. V is equal to 10, r is equal to 1 by 5 into omega we don't know, we need to find. So now transpose 5 to the LHS. So 10 into 5 equal to omega. So omega is equal to 10 into 5, 50 radians by second. So we have obtained the value of angular velocity. This is the way how to solve the problem. So let us look into another example, similar example, that is if scooter is moving in circular path of radius 100 meters. Radius is given as 100 meters. And what is the angular velocity given? V is equal to 10 meter per second. So if you observe the units of both the variables, both are in SI units. So there is no need to convert into CGS. So directly we can find out omega. So what is the relation? V is equal to r omega. So V is equal to 10, r value is 100 into omega. So omega is equal to transpose 100 to the LHS, 10 by 100. So 0 gets cancelled. Omega is equal to 1 by 10 radian per second. So we can also write 1 by 10 as 0.1 radian per second. So this is the angular velocity value. See, suppose already we have discussed that if a particle makes one complete revolution, what is angular displacement? 2 pi radians. Now what will be angular velocity in this case? Omega is equal to theta by t. So what is theta? 2 pi by t, let it be t. So omega is equal to 2 pi by t radians by second. So the angular velocity if a particle makes one complete revolution is 2 pi by t radians by second. Suppose if a particle makes capital N revolutions, then the angular displacement is theta is equal to 2 pi into capital N. So from this the angular velocity is, what is theta value here? 2 pi n by t. So What are the units? Radians by second. So the angular velocity is 2 pi capital N by t radian by second if a particle makes capital N revolutions.